Welcome to the Take Money, Make Money show, where we talk all things reselling. We'll show you how to take your money to make more money. We show you how to crush it on eBay, Amazon, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, you name it, because we've done it. Hosted by me, GrowWithChris. Let's get started.
Welcome everybody, GrowWithChris here, and I'm excited to have you here for just intimate conversations as we talk about the reselling game, just lessons learned, and hopefully some actionable items to help you if you're watching this either on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or listening on the podcast. I welcome you and I appreciate you being here, but we're going to jump straight in. We're going to talk about why I think that reselling is one of the best business opportunities that are just under the radar of a lot of people, myself included. I'll tell a little bit of my story. For years, I tried different ways to make money online and make money just in general outside of my 9 to 5. I'm a career educator, 11 years, working in Detroit public schools here in the area. And for me, I tried it all from network marketing to web design, which I still do some web design work for clients and marketing services. I've pretty much tried every tool you could think of. I've attended seminars. I was just a junkie on consuming information, trying to figure out how do I get my story out to the world? How do I monetize it? And I was doing all of these different things, and I've had different successes and some failures as well along the way. But I never could really find that consistency in which I could predictably put a certain amount of money into my business and get a certain amount of money out of my business. I think that's what we all wish for as business owners or aspiring business owners, entrepreneurs. We want to be able to say, you know, if I spend $100 on marketing or on ads, then I can make $200 back. And then if we can do that, we can just double it up and consistently do that, and the sky's the limit. You know, we have these visions of ourselves as CEOs, and you know, these high-level entrepreneurs, but a lot of times trying to get started, you run into different roadblocks that really prevent you from getting to that level. And that was me. And if that's you, if you're in that state right now, if you've been in that state, you know, leave a comment below to let me know, because I think it's important that we understand as a community that we all kind of go through similar phases. So why I think reselling is really slept on is because it's truly an industry in which you can predictably spend X amount of dollars and get more money back in return. And this process can be repeated and scaled, right? I started off, the first item that I purchased with the intent of buying it to sell it for a profit was a pair of Air Jordan 13s, Flint Grays. I brought those shoes for like $220 and I sold them for $350 a week later. And after that one transaction, I was hooked because it was simple. I brought a pair of shoes on an app, the sneakers app. I waited for the item to get shipped to me. Before the item even got in my hand, I had the item listed on eBay for sale. I told the person on eBay, I don't have it yet. It'll be here in a few days. They brought it, paid the money that same day. Within a couple of days, the money was into my account. A few days later, the item got to me from Nike, and then I shipped it to the person that brought it. So in like a week and a half, I had turned $220 to about $350. And you know, you may not be a math person. I actually have a math background. $130 profit off of $220. That's well over 50% profit. And my mind, you know, it got to going like, you know, what else can I do? Because here I made $130. My first goal with reselling was to make enough money to pay my car note. I had just bought a new car, and my wife, she was okay with me getting the car, but as the bill started to come a few months in, you know, we started to have those discussions that married couples have, like, well, hey, you paying for this car, but I have this bill, right? And it was just causing a little bit of stress. And I remember after I resold that first item, I thought to myself, all right, what if I can just do a few more, you know, buy and sales to make about $400 a month to cover my car note. That's where it started for me. That was my initial goal, to make enough money to cover my car note. I knew if I could do that, then I feel like I was gonna be on top of the world. I was gonna be on my new ride. My wife couldn't complain, and it wasn't gonna be any extra, stress on me because I would have the money to cover that new expense. And that's what I did. So after I bought that first pair of shoes, the second item I brought, I believe was a trampoline. I spent about $300 on it. I sold it for like $375. And then before you know it, I just started buying things. And my wife would kind of look, and she knew I made some money on the shoes. She understood I made money on the trampoline. But when she started seeing some of these other items, she was like, okay, what exactly are you doing? Because I understood you selling the shoe, but I was selling like some items that weren't as expensive. So imagine an item that cost like $100 that I was going to make $50 for selling it. She's like, well, okay, I understood the shoes making $130, but now you're just making $50. And I said, well, look, babe, you got to understand. All I'm doing is taking the profits and buying other items. And I showed her the vision, and she was jumped on board like, yo, this is good. This is it. And from there, I started to just scale up my business, and I never looked back. So going back to the initial reason for me mentioning this, if you are an entrepreneur, if you know, like, you have the intangibles or like those set of skills that can make you successful, like you're organized, you're a hard worker, you're willing to do research, you're willing to grind for what you want, then reselling could be the thing for you, because it requires those skills. You have to be organized. You have to have a passion. You have to have a why for it, because it's not an easy overnight, $100,000 overnight. You got to grind. However, what I like about it is that there's like certain variables you don't have to really deal with, right? You don't have to advertise on like Facebook or Instagram. You don't have to be competing with 100 other people offering a similar skill set, or you may feel like they're ahead of you. You also don't have to deal with, proposals and meeting with people or Skype calls or face-to-face calls just to help they say yes to you. You don't have to spend time making content like I'm doing now, or, making courses. You don't have to do that. You literally do your research to know what items are in demand. You buy said items and then you sell them for more than you brought them for. And I think that's one of the benefits to reselling. The last thing I'll leave you with is that this industry is tried and true. How many people heard of eBay? All right, of course, we all have. My first encounter with eBay, I had to be about 6 or 7 or maybe 8 years old. This is during the Beanie Baby phase. So I just kind of gave my age at that time. My mother used to collect Beanie Babies, and I would see her going through looking for some that were more special than others. And then I know she would sell some of them on eBay, or she would buy some on eBay. That's what I knew eBay for. Teletubbies. Beanie Babies. Not Beanie. We're going to scratch that forever, or maybe we keep that in. But Beanie Babies, right? And then, so when I started, getting into reselling now, I thought eBay, I didn't think anyone used eBay except maybe, some older people who used eBay back then. They still use it today. Man, eBay is still on and popping. People still use it. People, of course, they use Amazon as well. But what I'm trying to press upon you is that for over 20 years, people have been buying items from independent sellers such as you and myself. And there are people who have huge stores out of their home. Like right now, we're in my basement where I keep a lot of my inventory. People have built huge businesses by simply getting products in and sending them out. It's tried and true, and I don't see it going anywhere because there's just so much demand for certain items, and the marketplace just can't meet the demand. At the same time, when you grow your business, you can also work with distributors and manufacturers to get their items sent to you, and you can actually distribute those items and sell them on their behalf. So those are just some of the reasons that I believe if you are a struggling entrepreneur, if you can't get over the hump, if you can't comfortably make, the money that you want to make, to be able to make a dent in your bills or to be able to possibly make a career change, I beg you to look into reselling. You can always check back on this channel because I'm going to be posting more stuff like this, just real everyday content that really speaks to the heart of the matter. We're not going to get super high level with it, but I want you to know because I've been in your shoes. I've been on webinar after webinar looking for, is this the thing for me? I've tried the latest phases when it comes to stock market or whatever, crypto, and lost money. Like I've been there, done it. I can speak on a lot of different topics that I may have had some small success, but it wasn't sustained, or some were just flat out L's. But reselling has been something that's been rewarding for me and my family, and I recommend it for you too. It's Grow with Chris, signing out. I'll talk to you in the next episode. Take care.